Hello guys, it's a wonderful Wednesday, day 61 of the vlog, and 60 days now, so 60 days in. I don't know if you guys have ever watched that show, it's a great show. But yeah, it's been an eventful day today. I'm working with a new independent school and doing a bit of, yay, shishir, he held the door open, he's learning, yay. So I'm currently working with this independent school to help them localize here in China, doing a bit of translations and things for them, setting up their WeChat, setting up their website here, because you find that with a lot of Western websites, they are generally very slow in China. And it's also having that localized Chinese face, you can call it, which really focuses on the Chinese audience. If you're a Chinese audience, you're going to gravitate towards Chinese text rather than something in English. So something that I do with my little team. And I don't know if this is the best time to come out. All the kids are coming out of school, but maybe I'll go another way. So yeah, that's going well. Had a good early morning session with Mr. Lee. This morning I woke up at 5 and did a little bit of work just before I went to the gym. Then I met Mr. Lee at 6. We did a pretty intense 45-minute cardio sesh, pushing each other, which was good. And then we did a bit of legs, and then he had to head off to Ningbo. So yeah, we got all that done before. Did 6 till about 9. Yeah, so it was about a 3-hour session. And then I had a nice ice bath. I got into my ice baths at the moment. That's quite nice. Is that quite a cool thumbnail? There we go, we'll see. And yeah, just been working all day, so it's been a productive day, got lots done. There's a lot of, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of stuff happening outside of Shanghai, as in the neighbouring, you can call second, third tier cities, so Wuxi, Suzhou, and Anji, all these places are doing all this. I don't know what they're doing, banging something. They're all doing these little mini festivals now in China, which is interesting to see. But yeah, work-wise, things are going well. My new intern is really, really good. She's really smashing it. And I'm just about to hire another intern who's going to help me with a bit of content and writing. And so yeah, things are looking rosy, onwards and upwards. Yesterday, played a bit of guitar as well. Did a bit of reading before bed. But yeah, I was in bed by, scratching my head to think, 10 yesterday, which was good. That's quite like that. It's quite an interesting thumbnail. People always say, why you got your mouth open? You got to do that thumbnail like a Mr. Beast kind of. I'm trying to think what else is happening at the moment. I mean, China-wise, things are bustling. You know, there's lots of activity here. Someone asked me, have I been paid by the government to do videos? I wish the government was paid to do videos, because I hear they pay well. And I think I'd be a good ambassador for kind of UK, China, or Western China, showing how things really are. I think I'm pretty good at that, having that balanced. I mean, I would say I'm pretty positive when it comes to China. I mean, I've lived here for nearly 10 years. So I want to show you guys in the best light. But no, I haven't been paid by the government. I wish. Like I said, I wish I had. Because I think it's important nowadays and this is where a lot of people have got it wrong in the West, is to work with China, to find common ground, right? It's not to work against. I'm not going that way. God, no. Look at that. I am not going that way. All right, if I go that way, I'm not going to get out. Oh, God. I'm going to try and go round. That's going to be crazy if I go that way. All the kids are coming out of school. Oh, God, I picked the wrong time. I forgot, like, after 3 p.m, all these kids... Because I've been working all morning this afternoon. I thought, I'll have a little break. I'll do a little vlog. I'll go for a walk. And then I ended up hitting the kid. Oh, no. I got the kids crying. Oh, God. I really picked the worst time to do these vlogs. But yeah, this is real China, guys. I want to show you real China. 什么？你说？啊？你说什么呢？他说你在说英文，他听不懂。不是，现在我说中文。现在不是中文了。我说中文。为什么他有枪？你为什么你有枪？很危险。啊！很危险。很危险。Oh, he's got a little gun. Ah! It's like, oh. So they start them early in China, but I used to give them a plastic gun. Saying that, when I was that age, I think I might have had an Action Man which had guns and stuff. I remember that in school. This has just reminded me. I remember being aged 4 or 5 in school, and I remember we were not allowed to draw guns or knives. Like, we weren't allowed to draw those in school, which was probably good teaching. But yeah, I vividly remember that. Anyway, I was just saying to that kid said, "Oh, that foreigner speaking English." And I said, "Yeah, no, I'm speaking Chinese." And then I said, "Why have you got a gun?" He said, "Because I'm dangerous." Yeah. Chinese kids, they're very shrewd, very intelligent, and they've all got these watches now. I don't know if they have them in the West. Do let me know. Let me know in the comments if kids in the West that are aged 4 and 5 have a watch that it doubles up as a phone. Which on one side I see is a good thing, you know, it's a safety aspect, them being able to message or call their parents. But the other side is, and it does concern me, and I'm a bit of a hypocrite for saying this because I want you guys to watch these videos as much as you can, but I was that last generation of phones were just becoming a thing, really. I remember going into class in high school, middle school, and phones were starting to go off in classes. So I was just on that. Phones were coming in. Actually, I want to share with you guys a story. Childhood stories, this is a good one. So I was discussing this with Mr. Lee this morning he was telling me about China 20 years ago, and I was saying to him about the UK 20 years ago. So when the first iPod came out, I believe it was just before Christmas. I want to say 2000 and 2000 and do message me in the comments if I'm wrong about this. I think the first iPod, how old was I think it was 2004. Have I got that right? 2004, 2005, the first iPod. And if I remember, I think it was £300. I've probably got that wrong as well. Let's say about $400, maybe more. I'm probably way off with that. Anyway, I asked my parents before Christmas, I want this iPod, you know, there's 1,000 songs in your pocket. I remember Steve Jobs and that speech. And anyway, Christmas Day comes, I'm really excited because I think I've got an iPod. And my parents bought me this little 128 megabyte black MP3 player that could house 30 songs. And I don't know if you guys have ever had this, but Christmas Day or your birthday comes along and you have to look grateful. And I've never had to act so much in my life that I was pleased to get this MP3 player. Anyway, I think I might have said to my father at the time, you know, not in an ungrateful way, but why didn't I have the iPod? I can't remember actually on that point whether I did say anything. I think I might have said it later. Anyway, the interesting part of the story is I remember, you know, we had the Christmas break and then I was on the school bus going to school. And I vividly remember, I got this image in my head of everyone on the bus. I still got that image seared into my brain, which is everyone had the white, what was it, the Apple earphones, which people have to this day, you know, with the wire coming down. And I remember everyone listening to the iPod, and I got firstly my headphones were different, so they were a black colour. Straight away people noticed. And then I pull out this little MP3 player, which by the way did double up as a USB stick, which I did highlight to some of my friends, and it had a voice recorder on it. And I remember one guy pointing at it, looking at it, and said, "What the F is that?" Which I've never felt such embarrassment. It's almost like I felt like I was naked on this bus. Everyone, literally everyone, even the poorer kids had an iPod, but my father had bought me an MP3 player, which now I look back at it, I was grateful. But and I was speaking to Mr. Lee, like they couldn't even afford, back then they couldn't even afford an iPod. It was so expensive in China. Anyway, yeah, I remember the shame of having the, you know, that iPod, not having the iPod, I should say, and having that little MP3 player, which didn't do me any good for my credibility. Well, my lack of credibility that I had in school anyway. But yeah, I'm going to share these stories from time to time, guys. Did you think that was the right thing for my parents to do? It's a bit like me. I think about if I had kids. Interesting, right? Did you see what they just did? So when they left, that client, when they left, they did a little, it's like a hunkerchi. It's like a nice little, they kind of bow and say bye-bye. And 我解释我的观众为什么你们做这个，我翻译。他们的脸 they give me like a joke, like they give me a joke, mate. 你可以关注我 B 站、抖音、小红书、微信视频白德汉。Tell them they won't. These guys are though. So anyway, what's the story? I've forgotten the story. Yeah, so I think about that with kids. I think about if I have kids in the future, if they ask, if all their friends have got something, let's say some technology that I don't really want them to use, whether it be a phone or something. And that's another great question. At what age should you give kids a phone? Because in China, I remember this in the UK in December, you got these crying babies now, they're like, meh, and then straight away is a phone, light, drug, kid shuts up. And it's like, well, I'm kind of that last generation that didn't need to have a phone given to me to shut up. So many questions, guys, many different thoughts. What do you think? What would you do? Society. Ooh. Hey, 你好，好久不见. Hey, that's the guy from, he was in one of my vlogs before. Really nice guy. Oh, 你知道100万多的人看过我们的视频。我看过呀。你看过了。Alright. 再见。 感谢你，谢谢你在一般之前你很诚实，你很友好，谢谢。感谢你，加油，再见。He's like, oh, I liked your video. Anyway, what was I saying? Again, kids. What do we do with kids? Kids in China. Topic for today, kids in China. Look at this. There you go. 手机。请问你几岁？你几岁？你7岁？为什么你7岁用手机？不好，回家努力学习。He said, I'm 7 years old. I said, don't use a phone. Go home and do your homework. That could have gone either way, by the way. I could have been I think I'm going to be a tiger father. I think I'm going to, in Chinese we call it a huba. I'm just going to be so strict to my kids. Good luck, future children, if you're watching this video. They are going to be listening to classical music, learning the piano, learning kung fu, learning how to write ancient Chinese script. There's going to be no mobile phones. But nowadays, that's what you need to learn. You need to learn all that coding and all that technological stuff. Anyway, it's been an interesting little discussion vlog. I didn't think, see, when I walked out, I thought, I'm not really, what should I talk about? And then the kid idea came into my, the kid topic, how to look after kids. I mean, you see these are all parents who are waiting to pick up their kids right now. Lots more to do. Speaking of kids, oh, that's the other thing we discussed, Mr. Lee. We were discussing about when I was in high school, because I remember when I was in high school, a few people would cheat during the exams, and you know, different methods. And I was asking them, you know, during the Chinese exams, did anyone cheat? He's like, well, in the classroom ones they did, but during the Gaokao one, the final exam, the Gaokao is like the SATs or A levels, but on another level. It's very, very hard. You've got one shot at it. If you muck it up on the day in China, you have to retake it a year later. I think they've got a bit lax now with that stuff. Like if you're sick on the day, or you know, if a family member passed away, or family issues, I think they take that into account like they do in the UK. But it's the hardest exam in China. But yeah, we were discussing all sorts. And I was saying how actually in the UK, the A levels is, when I was at school, the high school exams were quite simple if you just studied hard. But university was very difficult. Whereas in China, it's the reverse. So in China, the high school exams, the Gaokao, is very, very hard. And then when they go to university, it's actually quite easy. So, a bit more easier, I should say. But yeah, it was a good little discussion, guys. Good discussion. So feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me about the the schooling in your country. Any questions that you've got about schooling or bringing up kids, or kids in general in China or your country. I think there's a lot to learn from each other. I think UK kids are probably not as disciplined as they used to be. I'm not saying bring back the slipper, but certainly can't imagine what it's like being in a UK school now. You know, times have changed. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Nice little discussion today. And if you've got any more comments about my blogs, try not to make it too political. I know some people are obsessed with the politics, even though, remember, you can't really change them. Whatever country you're in, even if I was in the UK, am I really going to bring about any change? No. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Drop a comment, drop a like, work hard, make the most of your day. Take care. See you tomorrow. 加油，再见。 Bye bye.